Before his death, physicist Stephen Hawking anticipated that humans have less than 1,000 years left on planet Earth. In order to ensure our species' survival, Hawking believed that we will need to stretch out into the stars and inhabit multiple planets. He also made the following statement: "If aliens visit us, the outcome would be as much as when Columbus landed in America, which didn't turn out well for the Native Americans. We only have to look at ourselves to see how intelligent life might develop into something we wouldn't want to meet." Is Hawking saying that our experience with intelligent life would be less ET and more Independence Day? In the next segment, we'll examine exactly what kind of impact the interaction between the old world of Europe and the new world of North America had on the two populations. One of the most important concepts that we'll be covering in the Age of Discovery is the Columbian Exchange, or the exchanging of goods, crops, diseases, and people between the New World of North and South America and the Old World of Europe. This event is no less consequential than if we were to make contact with an alien species today. Two ecosystems, fragile and naturally evolved over hundreds of thousands of years, came in contact with one another for the first time. The consequences of the Columbian Exchange were a mixed bag. Keep in mind, Columbus was seeking a trade route to East Asia. What kept the Spanish in the New World was mineral wealth, gold and silver. But probably the most influential commodities stemming from the New World were agricultural goods. The New World became the breadbasket of the world. We've already discussed how corn had become a staple crop in Latin America and the American Southwest. Other crops like the potato, tomatoes, beans also fed Europe. When we get to English settlement, we'll look at the role of tobacco and how that became the first cash crop of present-day United States. Agricultural goods that were brought from the Old World, including wheat and coffee, were surpassed by the influence of sugar and rice. One of the backbones of the slave trade in the Age of Discovery became sugar. Remember, the Portuguese had settled along Western Africa and established plantation systems there in order to get this, in order to get access to sugar. Sugar is a heat and water-intensive crop, and the Caribbean provided the perfect climate in order to grow it. Diseases were also a significant part of the Columbian Exchange. Specifically, the disease of smallpox, which was brought over from Europe to the New World. It wiped out nearly 90% of native populations in the Caribbean and Latin America. It's essential that you have a fundamental knowledge of the Columbian Exchange and the trade of goods, people, diseases, and crops between the New World and the Old. The demand for labor to take care of crops in the New World, crops like sugar, meant that slaves from Africa would eventually be transferred here as well.